Sugar. It's sweet and sour all at once. Sugar, specifically free sugar, is like that friend who always promises to be there for you but ends up letting you down. It's sneaky, it's addictive, and worst of all, it can harm your health. But what exactly is free sugar? Well, free sugar refers to any sugar that is added to foods or drinks, or is naturally present in honey, syrups, and fruit juices. Free sugar does not include sugar found naturally in whole fruits and vegetables. Sometimes it's referred to as added sugar because it refers to sugar that is added to foods during processing or preparation. So why is free sugar bad for you? While consuming too much free sugar can lead to weight gain, tooth decay, and an increased risk of developing chronic diseases such as diabetes and heart disease. Doesn't sound great, does it? When we consume foods and drinks high in free sugar, our bodies experience a rapid spike in blood sugar levels, followed by a crash. This roller coaster effect can leave us feeling tired, irritable, and craving more sugar. Consuming excess free sugar can also lead to the accumulation of visceral fat in the body, which is associated with an increased risk of developing chronic diseases like diabetes and heart disease. Many people consume more free sugar than is recommended, with the average American consuming about 17 teaspoons of added sugar per day, and the average Briton consuming about 14 teaspoons per day. I mean, that is a lot of sugar.
Yet, studies have shown that 80% of food items in America contain some form of added sugar, and it's estimated that by 2050, 1 in 3 Americans will have diabetes.
You have to keep doing it for a month and a half, 2 months for your taste buds to acclimate, and you go, actually, I kind of like the taste of this salad, or I like the taste of this juice.
But I have the flip story of like no health background, extreme sugar addiction ever since a kid. Like in high school, I would go through a 2-liter Coke bottle every day and a half to 2 days.
The American Heart Association recommends that women limit their daily intake of added sugars to no more than 6 teaspoons, which is about 24 grams per day, and that men limit their intake to no more than 9 teaspoons, which is about 36 grams per day. This recommendation applies only to added sugars and not to naturally occurring sugars found in whole foods like fruits and vegetables, as I mentioned earlier. In the UK, it is recommended that adults and children over the age of 11 should aim to have no more than 30 grams of free sugars per day, which is equivalent to about 7 teaspoons of sugar. For children aged 4 to 10, the recommended daily amount is no more than 24 grams or about 6 teaspoons of sugar per day. So what foods contain this sneaky free sugar? Foods that are high in free sugar include sugary drinks, sweets, cakes, cookies, and processed foods such as breakfast cereals and granola bars.
Alright, time for breakfast. Okay, my first ever Eggo waffle with Nutella on top of it. Yeah, baby. I feel like I'm actually becoming American. What if I do that? Whoa. It's like marshmallows in your cereal. It's like candy. I feel like I'm gonna have sugar withdrawals after this.
Basically the stuff we find hard to say no to. So how do we say no to free sugars? Fear not, my friends, I'm here to give you some tips and tricks to reduce your intake. First up, cut back on sugary drinks. I know, you're probably thinking, but what about my daily dose of soda? Well, here's a better idea. Try infusing your water with fruits or herbs like lemon or mint. It's kind of like a party in your mouth without the hangover. Making small changes to your diet can have a significant impact. For example, reducing your intake of sugary drinks by just 1 can per day can save you 50 grams of free sugar. Over time, this can add up to a significant reduction in your overall intake. Next up, choose whole foods that are low in free sugar. This means opting for whole grains, fruits and veggies, and saying goodbye to processed foods. Sorry granola bars, but we need to take a break. And here's where things get spicy. Use spices like cinnamon, nutmeg, or vanilla extract to add flavor to your food instead of sugar. Trust me, your taste buds will thank you. Now, I'm not saying you have to give up all of your favorite treats, but when you do indulge, be mindful of portion sizes. A tablespoon of peanut butter on your apple slice is a lot different than a jar of Nutella. Choose healthy alternatives to high sugar foods. Instead of reaching for that bag of gummy bears, try satisfying your sweet tooth with fresh fruit or Greek yogurt with berries. And finally, read food labels. Sugar can be labeled on food in various ways, including sugar, cane sugar, high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, fructose, glucose, lactose, maltose, sucrose, molasses, honey, maple syrup, and fruit juice concentrates. Keep in mind that some food manufacturers may use different names for sugar, so it's always a good idea to read the ingredients list carefully. So try and avoid foods that have added sugars listed as one of the first few ingredients, and be aware of hidden sources of sugar in foods such as ketchup, barbecue sauce, and salad dressings. These condiments often contain added sugars which can quickly add up. See, healthy eating doesn't have to be a drag. With a little creativity and a lot of fun, we can say goodbye to free sugar. But it's important to note that while reducing free sugar intake is important, it's not necessary to eliminate it entirely from your diet. Small amounts of free sugar can be enjoyed in moderation as part of a balanced diet. The key is to focus on consuming whole foods that are naturally lower in sugar and to limit intake of processed and high sugar foods. We've talked about avoiding free sugar, so should you opt for artificial sweeteners instead? Well, the World Health Organization just came out with some guidelines on non-sugar sweeteners, and they are saying, hold your horses, folks. They actually recommend against using these sweeteners for weight control. Apparently, the evidence suggests that they won't magically make those extra pounds disappear in the long run. Who would have thought it? But hey, fear not, the World Health Organization has some alternative solutions for reducing sugar intake, which is basically what I suggested earlier. They want you to go bananas for bananas and get sweet on strawberries. They're all about embracing the sweetness of nature. Fruits, my friends. The recommendation applies to all non-sugar sweeteners out there. That means synthetic, natural, modified, you name it. They've got a whole list of those tongue-twisting sweeteners. But wait, hold on a second. These recommendations are classified as conditional. It's like they're saying, well, we're not entirely sure about this, but go ahead and give it a shot. All jokes aside, making healthier choices can be challenging, but it's worth it. In the UK, they're going all in on the non-sugar sweetener train, trying to replace sugars in drinks. They're really pushing for those low sugar intakes, one sip at a time. So in conclusion, while there may be some uncertainty regarding the use of non-sugar sweeteners, efforts to reduce sugar intake remain important. Ultimately, making healthier choices regarding sugar consumption may be challenging but worthwhile for overall well-being. Remember, enjoy food and stay happy and healthy. Catch you on the next one.